The silence nobody expected. Cardi B did not announce a new relationship. She did not post a romantic caption, confirm a boyfriend, or explain what happened behind the scenes. But after cameras captured her sharing several surprisingly comfortable moments with Nigerian goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, the internet immediately decided that something bigger was unfolding. And suddenly, everyone was watching two men who were not even in the footage. Offset and Stefon Diggs. In the past, Cardi's love life has produced deleted posts, cryptic captions, viral memes, defensive statements, and enough online tension to keep social media arguing for days. This time, however, the reaction was completely different. Offset appeared to say nothing. Diggs appeared to say nothing. No obvious subtweets, no public confrontation, no dramatic response that could be directly connected to Cardi and Okoye. And somehow, that silence became louder than any post could have been. The speculation began after Cardi and Okoye were seen together during Paris Fashion Week. In widely circulated footage, the soccer star appeared to escort Cardi toward her seat before sitting beside her at a major couture presentation. Later images showed them talking, smiling, and appearing relaxed around each other. Fans immediately started examining every glance, every movement, and every second of the interaction. Then came another sighting in Italy. That was the moment many viewers stopped treating Paris as a random seating arrangement and started asking whether the connection was more personal. Still, no verified public confirmation established that Cardi and Okoye were dating. What existed were appearances, body language interpretations, and a rapidly growing mountain of theories. But the biggest question was no longer simply, what is happening between Cardi and Maduka? It became, why are Offset and Diggs staying so quiet? Because when men with complicated histories suddenly refuse to enter the conversation, it can mean they have moved on, or that they understand exactly how dangerous one careless reaction could become. Where are you watching from tonight? Comment 1 if you think the silence is strategic, or 2 if you believe there is nothing deeper behind it, and subscribe, because the next part explains why one Paris appearance created a global storm almost overnight. The Paris moment that changed everything. Paris Fashion Week is designed to create spectacle. Celebrities sit under bright lights. Cameras capture every arrival. And a few seconds of footage can become an international headline before the runway show even ends. Cardi B understands that environment better than most performers. She knows that every dress, facial expression, and person sitting beside her can become part of a public narrative. That is why her appearance with Maduka Okoye attracted attention so quickly. Okoye was not widely known among many American rap fans, but he was already familiar to international soccer audiences. Tall, athletic, and naturally noticeable in a crowded room. He immediately stood out beside Cardi. When footage showed him guiding her toward her seat and later talking closely with her, fans began turning ordinary social interaction into digital evidence. Some viewers focused on their posture. Others claimed their eye contact appeared unusually warm. Short clips were slowed down, cropped, replayed, and shared with captions suggesting everything from innocent friendship to a secret romance. But body language is not proof. People attending the same fashion events often sit together, talk privately, and appear in multiple locations because the guest lists and schedules overlap. Yet social media rarely rewards the least dramatic explanation. The more uncertain the situation became, the more confidently people filled in the missing details themselves. What gave the story real momentum was repetition. Cardi and Okoye were reportedly seen together at more than one Fashion Week event. One appearance could be coincidence. A second appearance gave fans something that looked like a pattern. Suddenly, Okoye was no longer just the athlete sitting next to Cardi. He became the mysterious new figure, entering a story already crowded with former partners, unresolved emotions, and public history. Neither Cardi nor Okoye publicly defined the relationship in the material circulating online. That absence left the audience free to create its own conclusion, and while everyone focused on the pair in Paris, another story was quietly developing in the background. Offset, a man known for reacting publicly when Cardi's relationships become headlines, was not giving viewers the dramatic moment they expected. When doing nothing becomes the headline, Offset's silence mattered because audiences remembered how differently he had behaved before. When Cardi publicly moved forward with Stefon Diggs, reports and screenshots attributed several dismissive or sarcastic reactions to Offset. One widely discussed post appeared to characterize the relationship as a publicity rollout. Another involved a basketball-themed message that fans interpreted as him stepping aside. The posts were reportedly removed, but the screenshots continued circulating long after the original messages disappeared. That history shaped expectations. The moment the Cardi and Okoye footage went viral, viewers began waiting for another impulsive reaction. They expected a joke, a meme, a lyric, or a sentence vague enough to deny but obvious enough to dominate the conversation. Instead, the timelines remained unusually empty. There are several possible explanations. Offset may genuinely have no interest in the rumors. He may be focused on his own career, family responsibilities, and private negotiations connected to his separation from Cardi. He may also understand that every public remark creates another cycle of headlines, reactions, counter-reactions, and permanent screenshots. Silence can be maturity. It can also be strategy. For a public figure, responding to an unconfirmed rumor often gives the rumor more credibility. A sarcastic post could make it appear as though something real had happened. A defensive message could invite Cardi to respond. Even a harmless joke could be interpreted as jealousy, anger, or proof that he is still emotionally invested. Offset has experienced how quickly online narratives can escape anyone's control. Posts can be misunderstood. Fabricated screenshots can circulate, and denials rarely travel as far as the original controversy. This time, he may have recognized the trap before stepping into it, but that does not mean fans stopped analyzing him. In fact, his refusal to respond only intensified the debate. Some viewers called it emotional growth. Others said he was watching quietly and waiting to see whether the story became official. The mystery grew because no one could prove either interpretation, and just as people were debating Offset's restraint, another important detail surfaced. Paris was apparently not the last time Cardi and Okoye would be seen sharing the same space. The Venice sighting raises the stakes. Weeks after the Fashion Week footage began circulating, Cardi B and Maduka Okoye were reportedly seen at a dinner in Venice. The setting was completely different from the controlled chaos of a runway show. There were no assigned front row seats, and no obvious fashion presentation placing them side by side. This time, they appeared together at a restaurant overlooking the water. Footage and photographs showed Cardi seated near Okoye as part of a larger gathering. Reports described the atmosphere as relaxed, with several other people present. There was no verified public evidence of overt physical affection, and nothing captured on camera established that the evening was romantic. But the second international sighting changed the way the internet framed the story. Paris could be explained as an industry event. Venice looked more social. Fans began asking why two people from completely different professional worlds, one, a global rap superstar, the other, an international goalkeeper, kept appearing together in multiple locations. That question became more powerful than the actual evidence. Online commentators started building a complete relationship timeline from a few public moments. Some declared Cardi had already moved on from Diggs. Others portrayed Okoye as a new rival, entering a battle that none of the people involved had publicly acknowledged. The absence of PDA did not slow the speculation. Instead, fans argued that the apparent comfort between them was more meaningful than a staged kiss would have been. Every smile became chemistry. Every conversation became a secret. Every new angle became another clue. Yet the facts remained limited. Cardi and Okoye had been seen together more than once, and neither had publicly confirmed a romance. The larger group at dinner also complicated the interpretation. A group outing can be friendly, professional, or connected to mutual acquaintances, but balanced explanations struggled to compete with the emotional appeal of a new celebrity love triangle. Meanwhile, Offset remained quiet, and Diggs did not publicly enter the story either. Two ex-partners, two different histories, one shared decision not to respond. That raised an even more interesting question. Was their silence a coincidence? Or had both men learned the same lesson from earlier public drama? Who is Maduka Okoye? For many Cardi B fans in the United States, Maduka Okoye seemed to appear from nowhere, within soccer circles. However, he already had an established career and an international following. Okoye was born in Germany and represents Nigeria at the international level, standing approximately 6 feet 6 inches tall. He built his reputation as a goalkeeper through European club soccer. His career included time in Germany and the Netherlands before moves connected to Watford and Italian club Udinese. His height, athletic presence, and appearance had already made him a recognizable figure among soccer fans. Social media users had previously discussed him as one of the sport's most visually striking goalkeepers. So when he appeared beside one of the most famous women in rap, the images were almost guaranteed to travel beyond traditional sports audiences. The pairing was unexpected, and unexpected combinations produce powerful entertainment stories. Cardi represents hip-hop, celebrity fashion, outspoken personality, and American pop culture. Okoye represents international soccer, Nigerian pride, European competition, and a much more private public image. Their worlds appeared separate until one Fashion Week camera placed them in the same frame. That contrast helped the rumor grow. Nigerian fans reacted with humor, excitement, and disbelief. Some treated the sighting as a global win for Nigerian soccer. Others joked about whether Okoye could remain focused on the field while being linked by fans to an artist with Cardi's level of fame. But Okoye's personal life made the speculation more complicated. Public information has linked him to Dutch model and influencer Jalisha Westhoff, with whom he reportedly shares a child. The exact current status of that relationship was not clearly established in the material fueling the Cardi rumors. That uncertainty meant it would be irresponsible to declare that Okoye was single, committed, separated, or romantically involved with Cardi, without direct confirmation. Still, the internet rarely pauses for confirmation. The existence of a longtime partner and child transformed the story from a simple celebrity pairing into something far more sensitive. It also increased the importance of careful language. A public appearance can create questions, but it does not prove betrayal, separation, or romance. And while fans investigated Okoye's background, attention turned back towards Stefon Diggs, a man whose connection to Cardi had once looked serious enough to reshape both of their lives. Cardi and Diggs moved fast. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs did not appear to build their relationship quietly. Their connection developed under constant observation, with fans tracking sightings, social media activity, public appearances, and every suggestion that their bond was becoming serious. Early speculation intensified after they were photographed together around Valentine's Day. Later, public appearances made the relationship increasingly difficult to dismiss as friendship. They were seen at a major basketball game, appeared comfortable in public, and eventually allowed the connection to become part of their online identities. Cardi also spoke about the attraction in personal terms. She described noticing Diggs immediately and suggested that the relationship gave her emotional support after the painful ending of her marriage to Offset. That narrative was powerful. Diggs was not presented simply as a new boyfriend. He became the man who appeared after heartbreak, the athlete who offered Cardi a different future, and, in her own telling, wanted to help her heal. Public gifts and affectionate moments strengthened that image. Fans watched Cardi embrace football culture, while Diggs appeared to support her career. To many observers, the relationship looked like a clean transition into a more stable chapter. But celebrity relationships are rarely as simple as their most flattering public moments. Reports later described betrayal allegations, tension, and an eventual breakup. At the same time, the continued appearances and affectionate behavior reportedly created confusion about whether the separation was final. Cardi could criticize the relationship while still defending Diggs publicly. She could appear emotionally finished in one moment and protective of him in another. That complexity is essential to understanding his silence about Okoye. Diggs and Cardi reportedly share a child, which means their connection cannot be reduced to ordinary ex-partner drama. Whether or not they remain romantically involved, they may still need to communicate, cooperate, and manage public attention around their family. A jealous reaction would not only create entertainment headlines, it could damage a relationship that now carries responsibilities beyond dating. Diggs has also faced separate public and legal controversies that require caution. Entering a rumor about Cardi's social life could distract from issues already affecting his reputation and career. For him, silence may not be emotional weakness. It may be risk management. But one question remained. If Cardi and Diggs were truly finished, why had she continued defending him when the pressure became intense? Not together. Still protective. One of the most confusing elements of Cardi and Diggs' reported breakup was Cardi's continued willingness to defend him. Public relationships often end with clear emotional distance. Former partners unfollow each other, stop mentioning one another, and allow outside criticism to pass without response. Cardi's behavior appeared more complicated, even after reports suggested the romance had ended. She sometimes reacted strongly when other people targeted Diggs. That protectiveness led some fans to believe the emotional connection was not completely gone. But defending a former partner does not automatically prove reconciliation. Cardi and Diggs reportedly share a child, and public attacks against him could eventually affect their family. She may separate her personal disappointment from her belief that outsiders should not attack the father of her child. That distinction matters. Cardi has always been direct about boundaries. She may criticize someone privately or publicly, while still rejecting criticism she considers dishonest, opportunistic, or disrespectful. From her perspective, ending a romance would not necessarily give strangers permission to define Diggs or use him as material in unrelated conflicts. This dynamic makes the Okoye speculation especially sensitive. If Cardi and Diggs are no longer together but remain emotionally and practically connected, a public reaction from Diggs could create the appearance of jealousy. If they are quietly attempting to repair their relationship, the same reaction could expose private conversations. If they are fully separated, commenting still offers him no clear advantage. In every version, silence protects him more than a statement would. Phone, however, wanted a visible response. They searched his social media for football photos, song choices, captions, and timing. That could be interpreted as indirect commentary. Ordinary posts became possible messages. A training image could mean focus. A quote could mean heartbreak. No post at all could mean anger. This is how celebrity speculation becomes self-sustaining. Every action is treated as evidence, and the absence of action becomes evidence too. Diggs may simply be continuing his life without publicly discussing Cardi and Okoye, but because his relationship with Cardi once developed so visibly, the public now expects access to its ending as well. That expectation may be exactly what he is resisting. Offset faced a different problem. His history had already taught audiences to expect an emotional reaction, making his decision to remain silent even harder to ignore. Offset has more to lose than a viral argument. Offset and Cardi B share far more than a dramatic relationship history. They share children, years of memories, financial connections, and the difficult responsibilities of building a functional co-parenting arrangement after a highly public separation. That reality changes the cost of every online reaction. A sarcastic post might entertain fans for a few hours, but it can make private conversations about schedules, expenses, custody, and parenting more difficult. A public insult can be screenshotted, discussed by attorneys, repeated by blogs, and eventually seen by children who had no role in the dispute. Offset has already experienced the consequences of reacting too quickly. His previously reported remarks about Cardi's relationship with Diggs created headlines that lasted far longer than the posts themselves. Even when content is deleted, the internet preserves it. And when fake or misattributed posts circulate, the situation becomes even more dangerous because public opinion forms before representatives can issue corrections. The smartest response may therefore be no response at all. That does not mean Offset approves of Cardi's choices. It does not prove he is jealous, angry, relieved, or emotionally detached. It only means he has not publicly given the audience enough verified information to know what he feels. Fans often mistake access for understanding. They see an Instagram story and believe they know a person's private emotions. But Offset's silence may reflect conversations happening away from cameras or no conversation whatsoever. There is also a reputational calculation. Publicly reacting to every man linked to Cardi would make Offset appear trapped in his former marriage. Remaining quiet allows him to redirect attention toward his music, business, and fatherhood. For once, restraint gives him control. Ironically, the absence of a reaction has made people discuss him even more. Viewers keep waiting for the deleted tweet that never arrives. Blogs keep asking whether he is secretly watching. Comment sections turn his silence into a new storyline. But the longer he refuses to participate, the harder it becomes for the rumor cycle to use his own words against him. That may be the most important change in this entire situation. Offset is no longer automatically feeding the machine, and as both former partners remain silent, Cardi appears to be the only person moving forward publicly. Whether the Okoye connection is romantic, friendly, professional, or something no outsider has correctly understood, a story built from questions, not confirmation. At this moment, the Cardi B and Maduka Okoye story contains far more questions than verified answers. They have reportedly appeared together in more than one public setting. Their interactions look comfortable enough to inspire widespread speculation. Okoye's name has reached a massive new audience, and fans from hip-hop and international soccer have merged into one enormous online investigation. But appearance is not confirmation. Neither person has clearly announced a romantic relationship in the material driving the discussion. No public statement has explained the Paris seating, the Venice gathering, or the nature of their connection. Without that confirmation, responsible coverage must describe the situation as speculation rather than established fact. The same caution applies to Offset and Diggs. Their silence cannot be presented as proof of jealousy. It cannot be treated as evidence that they privately confronted Cardi, approved of Okoye, or decided to move on. Silence reveals only one thing. They have not publicly given the audience the reaction it expected. Yet that lack of reaction is what makes the story so compelling. Offset was expected to be impulsive. Diggs was expected to show some visible sign of emotion. Cardi was expected to explain herself. Okoye was expected to clarify his personal situation. Instead, every central figure left the public with uncertainty. And uncertainty is the fuel that keeps celebrity stories alive. The internet will continue replaying the balcony footage, studying the dinner table, and searching for hidden meaning in unrelated social media posts. New sightings could strengthen the rumors. A direct denial could end them. A confirmed relationship could transform the entire timeline overnight. Until then, the most honest conclusion is also the least dramatic. Cardi B and Maduka Okoye have been seen together. Fans believe the interactions may suggest something deeper, and no verified confirmation has established that they are a couple. Offset and Stefon Diggs remain on the outside of the public story, saying nothing that can be directly tied to the speculation. Maybe that silence represents growth. Maybe it is strategy. Maybe both men simply understand that responding would turn a rumor into an even larger spectacle. Whatever the truth is, one thing has already changed. Maduka Okoye is no longer just a goalkeeper, known primarily to soccer fans. He is now part of a global celebrity mystery, involving one of rap's biggest stars and two men whose histories with her guarantee that every new image will be examined. For now, there are no confirmations, no clear denials, and no final answer, only cameras, theories, and a silence that continues to dominate the conversation. The real lesson behind the silence. The biggest lesson in this entire story is not about choosing between Offset, Stefon Diggs, or Maduka Okoye. It is about understanding how quickly public curiosity can turn a few images into a complete narrative before the people involved have explained anything themselves. Strategically, silence may be the smartest move available to everyone connected to this situation. Offset has learned that emotional posts can create permanent consequences. Diggs has career, legal, and family responsibilities that could become even more complicated if he reacts publicly. Cardi has no obligation to explain every friendship, dinner, or conversation simply because cameras were present, and Okoye must understand that one appearance beside a global rap star can suddenly place his career, family, and private life under an entirely different level of scrutiny. For public figures, attention is valuable, but uncontrolled attention can become destructive. A rumor may increase visibility, yet it can also damage relationships, distract from professional goals, and encourage strangers to attack people who have never confirmed the story being debated. The wiser path is to separate what has been verified from what fans merely believe they saw. There is also a human lesson here. Former partners do not need to humiliate each other to prove they have moved on. Co-parents do not need to turn personal disappointment into public warfare. New friendships should not automatically become accusations, and silence should not automatically be interpreted as jealousy. Peace does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like refusing to post. Sometimes it means protecting children from adult conflict. Sometimes it means allowing another person to live without demanding an explanation for every public moment, until Cardi B or Maduka Okoye directly confirms what their connection means. The honest conclusion remains simple. People saw them together. The internet created a larger story, and the truth still belongs to the people actually living it. Do you believe Offset and Diggs are showing maturity? Or are they only waiting for the right moment to speak? Comment 1 for maturity or 2 if you think another reaction is coming. Like this video, share it with someone following the story, and subscribe for more rap news, celebrity developments, and careful breakdowns without turning speculation into fact.